Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do something today which is going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who have not seen my November energy report, you're going to want to watch that even before you see the individual sun sign breakouts. And the reason why is it goes into a really in-depth detail of how we're telling ourselves new spiritual stories and how we're moving into a new period where we're actually going to start creating new earth based on this new spiritual story. But we're in the midst of it, and that is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put forth these individualized sun sign videos. I'm not typically focused on astrology, although I'm getting much more interested and I may end up doing more astrology in the future. But what I'm going to do here is you're going to find this video probably in two places. You're either watching this on What on New Earth or you're watching it on Intuit Oracle. I felt that these videos were, perfect for both audiences because I am going to be using Intuit Oracle cards, and that is the official sponsor of What on New Earth. It happens to also be my business with Kimberly Aria, and I absolutely love reading cards, so I'm putting it together with this newfound love of astrology. And I mentioned in the other video that there's an app called Sirius Joy, that's Sirius Joy, that a lot of the information I'm bringing forth is based on. The lead astrologer, an amazing, he calls himself Sensei, and I think that's the perfect title for him, Christopher Witecki. You're going to want to check out his app because I cannot even begin to tell you what an impact it has made on my spiritual journey, and I've been doing this a long time. Quick change. So I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do is, this is the same introduction that's going to be on each sun side video. So if you're watching a second for your rising sign or your ascendant, and I highly recommend that you check all three because all three are going to be extremely important for you. But if you are, you're going to have already seen this beginning, so you're just going to want to spin on through and go right to the meat of it. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, I sure hope you'll stick around. We'll be right back.
Still and silent, calm before the storm, gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne, into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, all that we said, all that we are. Waiting to fly, this is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine, euphoria.
Welcome back, Sagittarius. I've got a reading for you. It's going to start with an astrological outlook at what the new spiritual journey means, and then we're going to dive into a card reading. I will tell you, I am a Sagittarius, so I was looking forward to this reading as much as I hope you are. Let's talk about what's changing with Sagittarius in the new spiritual story, and that is about inner faith. Inner faith and then outer faith. Everything is like what's affecting you and the boundaries you need within yourself, and then where you're going with that in a bigger way. So we are now looking at what we have faith in and what we don't. We're moving into a new section of subconscious work than we've worked on before. So we are working through things that we've been fearful of. We are letting go of the things that we need to let go of. whether that's around things that we've done to sabotage our lives, whether it's things that we've done that, like karmic things, whether it's soulmate situations, whether it's facing and drawing new boundaries, around what in our subconscious we've had going on and what we definitely want gone, right? Okay, so what we're doing during that process is we're finding new faith in ourselves. And as we find faith in ourselves, that enables us to create a new practical reality. This means lifestyle, health, how you work, your day-to-day life. So it is time to move to a greater value of how you live your life. And that's what I'm going to be working on as well. So higher quality of life. And we are going to have Mars helping us to stir up in our subconscious things that we need to deal with. And in that, we're going to be possibly losing some sleep. I was interested to find out that we might be facing repressed anger or things that involve violence or accidents that happen to us that created some kind of anger response. I want to remind you at this time right now is that this information that I'm presenting is Christopher Witecki's information, and it all has to do from his spiritual narratives of what the changes are that are happening. You can find the details for you, for all of your loved ones at SeriousJoy.tv is the YouTube channel, and then SeriousJoy.com for the app. But anyways, I did want to make sure that that's clear, because a lot of this information I've taken copious notes on and digested, because I was so fascinated at how this spiritual step is changing us all. So let me just look here. All right, so if you've been in situations where things have been hard or things have thrown you a lot of life's curves and all that kind of stuff, we're going to go into a new era. We're going to go into we can make some decisions on, okay, my new spiritual journey is about things working out for me, for things going my way. In any area of your life can see changes, because the 12th house, which is where all this is the changes are being made, is really in all things. So it's a very general, and I'm not sure if that's because it has to do with the spiritual center. I believe so. We're on a new spiritual mission. We're on a new spiritual story, and all of that impacts every single aspect of our lives, from who we love, to where we live, to what we do for work, for everything when we have a new spiritual story. So what we're going to be looking at is, what are we called to do? And it can be anything. But the old way of life for us is over. And that is starting the full moon lunar eclipse. We are literally going into a new way of life. We're going to be transitioning into a new way of manifesting our life. And one of the things I'm extremely happy about is it's got a lot of emotional security to go along with that. So whatever it was that made you feel secure emotionally, whether, like for me, it was always relationships. I had to be in relationship. Some people have to have money in the bank. Some people have to have a secure job. Whatever it is that creates emotional security, that's being redefined. So things that are not that, like codependent relationships or abusive substances, which have helped keep you emotionally secure, whatever, that stuff's going to go. And we're going to be looking at new home, maybe new family, new foundations, expansion of business, expansion of our spiritual purposes. So there's going to be a big change in home and family. That is like the existential, projection of where we are in terms of security. So as we make changes in faith and family, we're going to be making changes in our mind, how to speak to ourselves, how to think for ourselves, how to talk to ourselves. We're going to come to new determination. You're going to decide what you think about your fate, about your future based on that. And all of your growth plans for the future are all going to be based on that. So you're going to have growth in, say, intellectual property. You're going to be maybe managing your life better, which is going to help you grow rapidly. He did say too, and I'm kind of excited about this, is there's going to be a lot of revelation. There's a great scope coming of the things that you don't know. And I'm kind of liking that because I really like surprises. I like to not know. It's like if it's going to be boring every day, same thing, different day, I get really bored easily. But the other part that I love is we're to open up to money and manifestation based on this new self-worth and this value and the ability to create. We've got a new direction on how to manifest money, new plans for business. So there's many new surprises in store for us and lots of opportunities to make money. Security. Not just security, emotional security, but physical security, which I think I like that idea. Although I'm one of those people that I've just always created everything that I need. So I've always felt abundant, even though people would look at me and go, "You feel abundant?" Yeah, I do actually. So we're going to be committing to a way of thinking of ourselves and loving ourselves. And what he was assuring is that once we stop wavering, we can really, really look at what the future is going to bring, because everything we create is going to be from that self-value. We'll be living, oh, that's right. Also, there's a period of time when we're going through all this that we're going to feel like we're living in a dream. Like everything's going to kind of feel a little dreamlike. So we need to really pay attention. We need to commit to healing our inner child, make that a priority, because that totally influences our ability to manifest. It's the child in you that manifests, because the child in you is the love, and the love is what manifests. So as the sun goes into Sagittarius, our sign, it's going to be extremely powerful. We're going to have new beliefs about how to treat ourselves because we've changed. And I don't know about you, but I have changed. I'm just like, who are you anyways, lady? I seriously, that really affects how you respond to yourself in situations. We're finding out, are we showing up for ourselves when we need ourselves? Are we there? How do we behave for ourselves? Do we take care of ourselves? And Earth in Gemini says that Sagittarius needs to love themselves first in all relationships. Now, we might face some fears, which is false evidence appearing real, remember? I thank you, Christopher, for that reminder. Christopher Witecki always is saying fears or false evidence appearing real. So when we have, it's Black Moon Lilith that's pushing down on us to see some of these fears. And it just means we're giving a chance to say, ooh, I remember what that felt like, but you don't really have the outcome of it. The fear for Sagittarius is going to be about relationships. Are people not, going to treat me right? Are people going to continue to let me down? Am I going to get into this relationship and say, oh my God, why am I in this relationship? So there's a lot of that going to be going on. But anyways, we're really going into a new spiritual story about our inner faith, and we're actually going to be manifesting a new spiritual way of being. And it's going to affect every single area of our life. So now, without further ado, I cannot wait to dive into the cards. Let's take a look at the cards, and the first thing I'm going to do is pull a shamanic healing card. Let's find out what area of healing we're going to be looking at. Okay. I feel like I've done so much healing over the last, I don't know how many years, but the last year has been all about healing. And everything has changed for me. I don't know about you, but everything has changed in terms of what I focus on and what I want to let in. What do I want to let in? And this is where all those boundaries, Scorpio, really helped us define that. Look at this card. Self-love. Go figure. All right, so we are going to be healing on the area of self-love. Let's go ahead, and I love this book. I like to read directly from the book. She did a great job. So this is number 41. Yeah, okay, I'm way on the wrong page. Oh my gosh, guess what, guys? Oh, it's not the last one. It's the second to last of all of them. So it's the culmination. The last one, just so you know, 42 is joy. So we're one step to joy. All right. We always try to think so highly of the ones we love. We even give strangers, oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. I do this. I don't know what's wrong with me. We even give strangers the benefit of a doubt. But when it comes to self-love, many of us fall woefully short. To love oneself is to accept imperfection, embrace learning, and battle through all-consuming fires of self-doubt in order to find the energetic balance inside each of us. Be aware of the small, insidious voice that perhaps repeats the negative self-assessment you had as a child. Maybe an ex-lover or friend put a label on you that you've always accepted. Oh my God, can I count the ways? These self-judgments have no place in a whole, healthy relationship that is vital to have with yourself. It's only when you find your love for yourself that you can sincerely offer love to others. This is extremely powerful for me right now. I've always thought of myself as a person, and I don't know about you, if this is just me as a Sag, where I've always been so forgiving of other people. I'm so generous with what I'll accept, what other people do, behaviors. Oh, no worry about it, no problem. I give everybody a pass except me, right? That's the old spiritual story. So what's the new spiritual story? We're not going to do that anymore. We're going to say, oh, you know what? You've messed up yourself, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's okay. I still believe in you. I know that you can do it. I know that you didn't mean to do this or this or this. For me personally, it's always been flagellation every time, I don't show up perfectly, but everybody else gets a pass. What kind of love relationship with ourselves is that? So Sag, we are really going to have to dig in deep. Self-love could not be a more clear note to ourselves. All right, so that's the first card we got. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at what do we need to surrender. What do we need to surrender in order to find ourselves in this new spiritual story? Wow, that card really couldn't have been a more perfect card. See, I wouldn't consider myself, like some people say I'm a psychic, I'm an intuitive. And I have had pretty spot on intuition. But for me, it's like when it always really, every time it always surprises me when things align, to give me this kind of information. Surrender to silence. Well, that would be a change for me. I don't know about you, Sag. Some Sagittariuses are more quiet than others. I can be very quiet, but definitely not today because I'm doing videos. All right, surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. So going along with self-love, sometimes we need to just take a break from the self-talk. We need to just let that go and allow ourselves a reprieve that we give others, right? We give other people a lot of a reprieve in what we expect. I think that's the spiritual story that started changing for me is I did start to realize way back in February, and that's when this transit seriously started, that I was giving way too much leeway to people and just not allowing myself that same leeway. All right, we're going to take a look at what is life purpose. See what the cards have to say. Let's go take a life purpose card. All right. Well, I don't know if this applies to you, but it sure as hell applies to me. Speaker. See, for me, my spiritual story is I've got something to say. And I have seen for many, many years speaking in front of large groups of people, which if you had asked me that as a child, I would have gone, you are crazy. I was so scared to speak. Now, I could act in front of people on a stage, but no way was I going to get up and actually have a conversation and speak in front of people. Your life's purpose involves your skills of oration. So I don't know. Please comment below. I want to know how many other Sagittariuses are watching this feel that need to communicate. It's like it's not enough for me to learn it. I got to learn and teach it. I got to learn and speak it. If I learn something and if I don't turn around and tell someone within like a half hour of what I just learned, whoosh, might go right out my head. Or maybe that's just my fear. Okay, let's see what the Intuit Oracle has to say for Sagittarius. We're having source communicate through. It's funny, I saw something recently. You know, there have been a lot of people that have said, oh, Oracle cards are evil or whatever. And I just heard someone say, no, Oracle cards are not. They are literally showing you the synchronicities of source and how source is so powerful that source can insert itself in any reality. And yeah, I think I subscribe to that for sure. All right, so source, what information do we have for Sagittarius about what's coming? Oh, we got a butterfly and we got the moon. And we got communication. Oh, fancy that. And we've got the beaver, and we've got the fireworks, and we have, oh, Jupiter. No, I'm sorry, Pluto. I was gonna say Jupiter. Hey, that's our, all right, we got tracks. Loving it. Got the fox. Got the karma. Oh, we got a bunch of cards. I think we got plenty. Oh my gosh, we got lots of cards here. All right, in the order that I saw them come out. First of all, the moon. Okay, I want to say that is about the divine feminine energy. Sagittarius, you, like me, depending upon your rising and your ascendants, I do have an Aquarius moon. But I have a lot of masculine energy being a Sagittarius. I'm a doer. Divine feminine comes in to kind of balance that. I kind of feel like my new spiritual path, and I don't know about you, is about the balancing of the divine feminine masculine energy within. Okay? And the second card I saw was the butterfly. All right? Now the butterfly is the metamorphosis that's taking place right now, the rising up of our soul, the evolution of our soul. We're reinventing ourselves at a new level, and we need to be open to embrace the change that this new energy brings us. The next card that I saw was the bridge, which is about communication. Okay, so we're here to help. I don't know about you, but this is definitely me. I'm definitely here to bridge worlds, to help connect different things and thinking, to integrate different realities, to bring it into unity. And that's a bridge as a communication. It's helping overcome barriers. I know that in a past life, I have actually been a mediator. So I'm interested, again, comment below to let me know if any of that is there for you. I feel that we're moving up in this responsibility now that we're looking at the new, the new era that's coming. And that new era is going to be here by 2025. Between now and then is the deconstruction of the current era that we're in, but from our new higher selves, which makes it so much easier. All right. I remember next seeing the beaver, and that is persistence pays off because it can be difficult. You have to be determined to make it real. We are making dreams real. We are creating the new reality. It is going to be hard. There are going to be things that are working against us. I think there's plenty of things that you can think of that are working against us. But persistence pays off, and we need to keep going forward on the track. Okay? So we got the tracks, and the tracks are basically saying, keep going. Go the distance. I think I can. Focus on that, where you're headed. Don't allow yourself to get off that track because you're actually really, really moving forward. And I did see the fox next. Okay, the fox energy in this particular case, I would say is a caution to you to be on the lookout for where you might want to try to deceive yourself about, yeah, I'm on the path, but yeah, I'm really not. Like there's certain things that I'm doing that don't feel like I'm really aligned. In other words, you're watching yourself a little bit, making sure that you stay on track. Be on the lookout for any deceit. Listen to your intuition. If something tells you it's not right, it most likely is not. Oh, and we're also talking about the old world because the next card that came in is Judgment. We're going through a total transformation of the world. So you're still going to see this energy of the self-interest. You're still going to see this cunning, crafty, self-interesting, deceit, something's not right energy. But fear not, because we're in total transformation. This is the awakening. This is the rebirth. This is where fundamental changes are being made, being cleared, being purged. And this is the Judgment card. So hopefully we're going to see some serious judgment. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. It's a little bit like my tablecloth, doesn't it? So the Wheel of Fortune is the cycles of the universe here. We're the forces of the universe, the destiny. You're getting what you deserve. And you know what's comforting about this is it's really out of your hands. While you are becoming conscious and you're focusing on it, you are shifting because it has been predestined that you will, by the creator, and it's been set up for you. It's like all this astrological, look at the astrological signs in a spiral. This is in a Fibonacci spiral. This is like the code of life. And this is happening whether or not you want it to. If you're awake and aware to it, you're 100% supported by the universe. And I would say this is where we've got our new beginnings. We've got new beginnings now. So this is a new perspective. Now, don't be hard on yourself because you might be a little bit inexperienced consciously with what you're doing. This is brand new. It's a new use of creativity. It is going to call for a little bit of spontaneity and being open, which really isn't usually a problem for Sagittarius unless you have something else in your chart. But the other thing that I'm kind of excited about is there's two cards that came up. First is the unconditional, it's Celtic Knot. There we go. Trying to get it to focus in. We got the Celtic Knot. We have the fireworks. Okay. The Celtic Knot is about unconditional love, union, eternal love, love of a lifetime, enduring, infinity. And the fireworks, of course, is about passion, chemistry, lust, celebration, exhilaration, even hot sex. All kinds of passion. I want to say two things. Number one, I do believe, at least, I'm going to speak for me as a Sagittarius, and you can speak for yourselves. I do believe that I have this coming, in the physical reality. I think that I have this coming. From a spiritual standpoint, the reason why I feel like I have this coming is because I have this coming in everyday life with myself. In other words, I'm learning and have learned love for myself, unconditional love for myself. I feel very connected. I don't know, I'd love to hear from you. I finally feel like I belong. I've always felt like I'm looking for the place that I belong, and what I found is that I belong with me. And once you find out that you belong with you, there's the eternal love. That's the eternal love. And of course, what's inside is going to manifest materially outside by the nature of how we create. So I have a feeling that this is coming for us. If you've been working on this inner love, you're going to find that love of a lifetime. If you haven't already, you're going to appreciate it more, or it's going to take on a brand new life. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the Zodiac 108. And the Zodiac 108 just gives me a little bit more plethora of words to choose from, gives me some deeper insights. This is one of my favorite decks when it comes to readings like this, because I think the Intuit Oracle is a little bit more, obviously it's working well for this kind of a reading. But for love readings and stuff, it works really well. Zodiac 108 just dives so much deeper into stuff. So let's ask Source what Sag has going. Oh my gosh, the first card. I get this all the time. And Phoenix has a very significant meaning for me anyways because of the media company that I've been associated with. Steinbart. Phoenix's transformation. We got Pioneer, eyeglasses, spilled milk. We got the Master. We got the Scuba Diver. Got the corset again. Keep getting the corset. Okay, we got one more. Let's see. I'm gonna take that many cards. Beautiful thing about this deck is there's so many cards. You can just keep on keeping on. All right, well, the first thing I'm gonna say is what I saw first is the Phoenix. I had a reading the other day that was talking about transformation, and the person got the Phoenix from both decks, and it's the only card that's in both decks is the Phoenix. Slightly different words. So this really is about the transformation of our soul. It's rising from the ashes. It's transmuting. And this is great. The end is just the beginning. We are seeing the end of an era. You are going to start seeing the deconstruction of a very nasty world that we've been living in that we didn't even know we were living in. I mean, most of us were in a spell. We didn't understand we were living in a nightmare. It's just the beginning now that we're ending that. We've got the beginning. It's almost like a brand new life. I almost feel like we're being reborn. Okay, so that's the Phoenix card. I'm going to go ahead and address the spilled milk. Is that you're being asked, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't expect perfection from yourself. Expect that you're going to spill the milk because you're moving too fast. And you need to just leave it in the past. If you're thinking of things that you've done that you're not proud of, just remember it's over. It's done. You know, you need to let it go. No sense of regret. If you have regret, acknowledge it, but then just let that go. Allow yourself to leave this stuff in the past because we're at the end of an era. All right. We are now pioneering a new way. Okay. We are now pioneering a new way. We're going boldly where no one has gone before. Okay. We've got the true grit to take it, to take this path. We are going to be navigating uncharted territory. That's part of this whole thing. We're trailblazing, baby. We're going for it. And Spirit has got our six. We have our back. They have our back. And we need to move forward with courage, with strength, and be bold. Now, that doesn't mean to be stupid. We got the eyeglasses, which is just kind of a reminder, take time to focus, look at the small print, analyze, make good judgments, evaluate your options, take a look at the different perspectives, check out the details. Those are some of the things that we'll want to be doing in order for us to come into our mastery. Okay? The Master works smart. The Master focuses once again. The Master works within a structure, which we couldn't be in more of a structure when it comes to the stars. I mean, like some people really don't like that idea. They think, oh, well, I'm not going to let the stars define me, And it's like, I don't think if it's so much as that way is that there's like this scaffolding that we can access and we can step up on and we can move between floors on, and it's a support system for us if we need it. We might not need it. We might be in a spiritual flow and not need it, but if we need it, it's there. It's there to help us get a leg up. So be in your commanding presence. You are in training right now to become the master and to step into that flow. And we're going to be able to do that in two ways. Two cards come up that make me, think of that, is the corset and the diver. All right. The corset is about boundaries. It's about following rules. Here we go. It's about structure. So there is a structure to this whole thing. There is something holding it together. It's support. Isn't that interesting? So really, master and corset go together as well. It's about using the structure to flow with those boundaries. And yeah, we kind of need to put aside our people pleaser part. We're really always going to please people. We really are, because we like people typically, unless you got some stuff going on in your chart. We like people, so we don't really need to worry so much about pleasing them as making sure that we are well equipped within ourselves. And the other card that goes well with that is the scuba diver. And the scuba diver is taking a deeper look inside. You know, going to 0 point, going to that place where we can reflect, where we have our deep thoughts, where we connect in that void, and we desire to know where to go from here. And guess what that gives us? The hammock. The ability to relax, the ability to take some time off, to allow yourself to wait, to be suspended between two things, because we don't have a definitive answer where we're going, guys. We're going to create it. So we need to know that we're going to go there. We're self-actualizing. We do this in a state of meditation, in a state of relaxation, of pause, of limbo, and 0 point. It's funny because 0 point is scuba diver, but 0 point is also when we relax. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the Twin Flame Oracle as messages from your higher self. If there are any messages that are specifically for relationships, let me be clued into that. I'm just going to make a little room here on the table. Got some of these cards kind of together because they kind of really speak to each other, and these cards do that a lot of times. They're in pairs. I want to keep these three together. I know, I'm going to go ahead and put this Phoenix right up at the top. That Phoenix ought to go at the very top of the reading, to be very honest with you, because transformation, total transformation, this is what this is about. Totally what this is about. Total transformation. And I think that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the spilled milk up there just to give us a little room on the table. Let's find out what our higher self has to tell us. And that's not going to do it. It's going to put my cards all over the place. This is a big deck today. I'm just getting a little tired to shuffle. Let's shuffle this way. All right, let's, I've already had a card fall out. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Interesting. Well, hopefully some of this is like real life instead of higher self stuff. Stuff that Sagittarius wants to hear. Hang on a second. I think I got the cards going all over the place. I've got things in upside down positions. And yeah, the one I just saw was, I long to sweep you off your feet and shower you with my love. It's like, oh, really? When? Any day now would be good. All right, we got communications. We got karmic ties. All right, let's go ahead and stop there. Let's go ahead and deal with that one. Longing to sweep ourselves off of our feet. Seriously. Yes, we want the external love. There's no doubt about it, but there's nothing like having that feeling inside yourself, like your own emotional security. It comes and it's here and it's brilliant, and it is bound to, I want to put this card up here, it's bound to manifest in a love of a lifetime situation once you get there, because we were not born to be alone. I mean, some people have the goal of being alone, and that's perfectly fine. But we're here to meet ourselves, right? And where we are. Well, when you get to that place where you're in this amazing space, you want to meet or be with that person that brings you that, that external manifestation. The inner children are crying out right now. That may be for some of you. I'm not feeling that right now, but I think that that has been part of this journey, is the inner children that need the parent to talk to you. That's taking care of yourself. That is having faith in yourself. That is believing in yourself, and it's how you treat yourself. So if you do have an inner child that's hurting right now, by all means, try to think of yourself as the parent. When we're talking things out, things come out of my mouth, and afterwards I'm not sure why I said them. Well, that's just a Sagittarian thing, I think, don't you? Sagittarian foot and mouth. Sometimes we're not sure exactly what we are saying, but hopefully the universe is going to clear it. That one's not resonating as much with me. Let me see. I know this is more than a relationship, and that there's a higher purpose. And that's a definite. It's like our relationship with ourselves. It's that self-love card, right? That self-love card. That's what it's talking about. You got that, and you got everything. That's the higher purpose. There is no other higher purpose than self-love, because self-love means the extension of self. All right. Feeling controlled by people around you. If that's you, that's something that's going to change pretty darn quick, because I think you're done with that. You are finding your own power within you. And if there's any triggers to that nature, then that's going to be showing up that way. Is someone pushing you around? I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true. This might be that fear at the end, the relationship, letting people really show themselves to you. Don't be afraid that they're letting you down or not treating you right. That fear is something that you might be conquering. So you might pull away, and you might be pulling away from yourself sometimes. I mean, everything is reflected inside before it is outside. And the final card is, when I look into your eyes, I see the universe. I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to look into your own eyes, and I want you to see that you are the universe. Sagittarius, you're the universe. And what you see in your eyes, that's what's out there in your outer world. That's there. It's everything. Let's go ahead and take a really quick look. One last card. Let's see if we get a message from the Ascended Masters. It's so funny. It's like this was always one of my favorite decks, and I've just learned some things about some of the dark energies have been using Ascended Masters as well. And then that gets me to thinking, oh, well, what do I know about Ascended Masters? But it's so funny, on the last reading that I did for Scorpio, Ascended Master Katumi came out, and he has been my personal teacher for he was my personal teacher for almost 2 years. And it was like he was saying, there's still some of us Ascended Masters that have something to say. I was just shocked. I was like, I knew I was going to pull this card. All right, let's see what we get. White Tara. This is a purification card. So this really is a period of purification for us, right? This is us saying, what are we taking with us? What are we not taking with us? What are we going to leave behind in our creation of our new journey? Couldn't be a more exciting period of time, honestly. I felt so dedicated to do these videos. I mean, I do not have time to do videos for every sign every month. I had a couple friends saying, are you crazy? You can't do this. You're too busy to do this. And I'm like, yeah, but to me, the spiritual story that's changing right now is what's bringing forward New Earth. And that's why I was so dedicated to sharing it with you. Christopher Witecki is a genius at this stuff. Please go check out his site, seriousjoy.com. You can see him on YouTube, seriousjoy.tv. And amazing stuff that's happening right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Share it with a friend, someone that's a Sagittarius, someone that loves a Sagittarius, someone that has a Sagittarius that drives them crazy, and give them hope that there's some change coming for the Sagittarius. Okay, and if you would go ahead, do like my channel or subscribe to my channel because that really helps. I'm building this new channel. We're going to be going into a lot of new Earth stuff. This is just the very beginning. I thank you again for being here, and until next time, namaste. Bye.